great story. Trump to roll back Michelle Obama school lunch rules on vegetables and fruits.
He hates kids, doesn't he?
The Trump administration on Friday, this is by Alicia Cohn off of The Hill. The Trump administration on Friday announced plans to roll back school lunch standards on vegetables and fruits originally promoted by Michelle Obama. The new standards will allow schools more flexibility because they know their children best, says the Agricultural Department. Sunny Perdue, she's the secretary. And you remember that Let's Move executive order where they advertised the Let's Move campaign?
Right.
And that made you move, didn't it? And that was an executive order from President Obama. Boy, that paid off. The critics on this said the change will pave the way for greasier, more unhealthy foods such as pizza, French fries, and burgers. That's Colin Schwartz from the Center for Science. I think the insult here is they say low-income students are more likely to receive their only healthy meal from that day in school. What's your point there, D'Ambroso?
Wow. I mean, where to begin?
That's just racist. When I was out in California, I was interviewed for a church pastor job. It was a black church in Pasadena. And the pastor was black. He used to weigh about 400 pounds, and he was like Mr. Health Food Diet, lost half the weight. And we're driving around, and I said, Pastor, I see all these soul food restaurants here. I said, what is that? What is soul food? He says that is fats, starches, grease, and cholesterol. And he would every meal he took me to some place where it's like they all had mung beans on the menu. I got sick eating rabbit food. Finally, on the fourth day, I said, I need my daily allowance of fat, starches, and cholesterol. Nice. Pastor, where's Burger King?
Why is Michelle Obama against culturally black foods? That's what we need to be asking.
Again, it comes down to the force issue. Instead of letting, I don't know why the schools are buying lunch anyway.
Right.
They should be in the education business.
Right.
If they were coming out with students all the time, we're like, hey, let's feed the kids too. But you're unable to even educate the children, much less teach them economics or about the Constitution. But Michelle and Obama thought that they could just executive order and force the children to eat their vegetables.
Well, isn't that the conceit of liberalism, though?
Sure,
they're better a problem, so you write a law and say you can no longer be unhealthy.
Well,
I will simply make it illegal.
Executive order. Laws take too long.
We'll eliminate cancer. I'll just write an executive order and eliminate cancer.
Well, but let's also remember that this is part and parcel with the communist agenda.
Sure.
Because this is written. This is not something that I'm making up or,
Again.
Not this time anyway.
The point is that they were about getting the children away from the parents, educating, indoctrinating them, feeding them, being the provider, doing the medicine, doing their health care, and starting that as early as possible, and then taking them into adulthood and on. It was the promotion of
community product.
Yeah. It's totalitarian, whether you're going socialism or anything.
But it's specifically communist that was working on this specific plan.
It's all the left.
The totalitarian thing of we're taking over control of more and more of your life, whether we provide for you or not. But most often, it's done by providing for people. And this is why the hardest part of a communist or any kind of totalitarian government is to control the country folk. Because the country folk are less dependent on government services.
Right.
And so what happened in Romania when the communists took over is they had to build all these projects. And then before the projects ran down and that, they would go to all these peasant farmers who lived in shacks that they owned, and they'd say, we got a much better place with hot water,
free stuff,
running water, indoor toilets and everything. And, the people bought it.
Comrade Bloomberg comes in from the capital room out to the rulers and said, peasants, serfs, Slavs, robots, how would you like 70 billion free dollars in Bloomberg bucks?
Yeah. The problem is, as soon as they move in, then they go back and they find out their little shanty is bulldozed. And now they are fully dependent on the government for their housing. And it happens through the giveaway. Now, this doesn't just happen on that level. It happens even with our state when the federal government provides free money to states, and states began to start federal programs because the federal money comes
The
with
federal lunch
well,
program in the
and
public
then-
Back
school.
to the lunch program.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and the question is, and somebody out there, show me where it's constitutional.
Right.
Where does the federal government, one, have the authority to run an agriculture department? Number two, where does it have the money to tax and then give away our property?
Yeah.
When the Fifth Amendment says we have to be justly compensated for property taken for public use.
Right.
So where
Well,
where
devil's
is any
advocate,
of
where
this?
does it say that the government can't have an agriculture department?
Actually, the
10th
10th Amendment.
Good answer.
Excellent job. Tom got it.
Thank
Tom
God.
got it.
Whoa! I didn't catch that fast draw, Tom.
Tom.
Don't challenge him to a gunfight, guys. Goodness.
But bro, so
He's
how
glowing.
do you- I can't wait to tell my mom.